Okay, did another test fit, went back and did some measuring on the pan. And I did decide to make this hole a little bit larger on this side because it wasn't, you know, this is kind of basically came across here and it was a little close. And I went back and looked at the pan, and pan has kind of a trim on the bottom of it for the drain. And making this bigger will allow the pan to sit flatter. I mean, of course, it's not going to fit completely down on the plywood because there'll be mortar put down with mortar, but I definitely don't want that holding anything up. Let me show you what the bottom of the pan looks like. Okay, here's the bottom of the pan. So you can see how this drain is attached now. So it's got a raised lip on it right here, or on the perimeter of the drain. And then the PVC is just going to glue right in like that. Now I am actually going to, instead of gluing this into the trap and setting the pan down on it, I'm actually going to glue it into the pan like so. And then when I set the pan down, I'll have this glued and the trap glued, and I'll piece these two, you know, this and the trap together. So a little bit different than the instructions. The instructions just gave a stub up height, which was wrong. You definitely want to test fit this. And so instead, I'm going to glue this on here, mainly because my trap is going to have to move around a little bit. I think it'll be easier to do that with this already on the pan. Then my trap can move around a little bit, get right into place, and I can push it down on there. Because I practiced that when I did a test fit, and I was able to stick a, gosh, I think it was the handle of a hammer or something down into the trap through the drain. It moved the trap around, and this was able to slide right down in. So that's it. I'm ready to seal the subfloor. Let's do that now. All right, here's the product I'm going to be using. It's called Red Guard. It's kind of the typical product to use for if you're waterproofing this, getting ready for mortar, or when you after you put up all the cement board, Durac on the walls, and tape those seams. You put this over all the tape seams and the Durac and everything. So that's what we're going to be using on this plywood floor. And I'm going to just pour it in this pan and use this little itty bitty roller. If I was doing all the walls, you know, I'd probably use a bigger roller, but since I'm just doing this small floor space, that should be all I need. For just a maybe 30-45 minutes, and I'm going to take a brush and go around in all the corners. And again, this is just to block the moisture from escaping from the mortar too quickly and not allowing the mortar to set properly. So that's all this is for. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's it. So I'll do the corners and we'll be ready for mortar. So we're getting ready to set this in place. It's got the one piece glued onto the bottom of the pan. After I do the mortar, we'll add the glue to put it down into the trap. So wasn't really thinking about having to fit this back in there, so we're going to have to notch out the drywall just a bit to get this back down to a level position, and then we'll do the mortar and the glue. I know I keep saying mortar, but I mean thin set. So you just want to use a 1/2-inch trowel. Just spread thin set all over this entire area under the pan. Then we'll add the PVC glue. Then when you lay the pan down into place, you just want to make sure the PVC goes in the trap properly. And then you also just want to make sure the pan is level and didn't get hung up on anything as you were laying it down. So throw your level on there, make sure it's sitting right, and you're done. Okay, so we added the flashing here. Now we're going to let this floor pan just sit here for a while. And now we've got our backer board in place. Everything's patched up, so we'll put the sealer on here and we'll be ready to set the tile on the floor. And there you have it, tile complete. So I've got to say the TileRedi shower pan is much easier than building your own shower pan from scratch. So I would definitely recommend this, and if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. Thanks for watching.